Hi, it's Josh. We'll get started with lesson number 3, looking at some drills and exercises you can do so that you can strengthen your hand for guitar. So, let's get started. First, when we're playing guitar, it's very important that we get some strength in our fingers. So, our fingers, normally, when we're pressing the guitar, they're going to come up and above and hit the fretboard. So if you imagine my thumb is the fretboard, they're going to come down and press, and press, and press. So a good way to work on that strength, making sure your finger comes up and over the top, instead of doing that, if we do it like that, that's not going to be good. Because when we're trying to play on the guitar, we need to play up and over the top. If we play like that, we're going to get a sour note. Or we'll have too many notes going on at once. So we want to be up and over the top with just our pointer finger. So what we're going to do is we're going to count to 21. And this can be, we'll just start, and we're going to squeeze and hold. So we'll do 1, squeeze, 2, squeeze, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's a good thing to do just in the spare time. So, call that exercise, count to 21. And for that, we can do anything, whether it be, think of maybe a reason why you learned to play guitar. So maybe for you, you can count and say, I am, make sure to squeeze, going to be in a band, and it is going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. Woohoo. There you go. So making sure you're getting those fingers, working them, and building up some strength, because this is new, so you should start feeling some of the burn in your forearm, and maybe your fingers are going to feel a little bit warmer, and you're working those muscles. These are actually muscles in your fingers. It's a good exercise. Then, what important for us to do is I want us to practice playing single notes, and we'll play just with a downstroke. And this will help us to strengthen our fingers, and making sure when we're placing our fingers on the fretboard, we're getting a good angle, and we're just learning how to keep our hand here on the one finger. So we're going to play the first fret, second fret, third fret. We're going to use our pointer finger on our first fret, our middle finger on our second fret, and our ring finger on our third fret. So we'll just go up and down. And here it's very important that we want to make sure we're placing our finger on the fret, and then fretting the note, or playing the note with our pick. Making sure we're holding it like a flesh of our thumb and the tip of our pointer finger. Just playing that one, then put our next finger down, our middle finger for our second fret, and play it. Then put our ring finger down on our third fret and play it. Now we want to make sure we're playing in the fret, but we're going to play it close to that middle bar, the middle fret, so that we don't get this sound. If you hear that, you gotta hold and adjust. Maybe you have to squeeze harder, and it might hurt. That's okay. That means you're getting better. Or you may need to bring your finger closer, but not too far, because then it gets too high. So the first finger, pointer finger's on the first fret. Good clean sound. Second finger. If it sounds like that, gotta adjust. Squeeze harder, or bring that finger down. And then your ring finger. Make sure it sounds good. If it doesn't, adjust it, and then back down, and then back down. And so we're going to go in a little bit of a rhythm. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now if that was too fast, I'll slow down this next time, but we want to get to about that speed, get comfortable with it. I'll do a little bit slower. 1 and 2 and here we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 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 and 1. Very good. So hopefully you can get at that speed. If not, well, keep practicing on your own. Practicing, making sure you're playing the note properly with your finger, and you're feeling that. If you need to shake it out, you can do that. But rewind the video and try to play at that speed, that very first speed. If the first speed is too fast, go back to the next one, and we'll play it a little bit slower. Because it's best to start slow and do it properly. Your hand is going to learn how you practice, whether that's good or bad. So we're going to make sure we practice properly first. So if slow and perfect is better than fast and wrong. We don't want our hand to learn wrong. We want our hand to learn right. So, it's another little exercise. Now, let's work on changing some chords. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play our E minor. If you need to adjust, make sure each string is coming out clearly. Oh, if you hear that, that's not good. You got to adjust your fingers, maybe get some more space. Or if you're trying to play a note and it's not coming out, you got to squeeze. And then next one. Make sure all the notes ring out. We're going to count to 4, and then we're going to switch to our G. This will be a tough move to learn, but it's very important. So we'll start real slow. 1 and 2 and here we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and change to the G and 1 and 2 and change to E minor. 1 and 2 and change to the G and 1 and 2 and change to E minor. 1 and 2 and change to the G and 1 and 2 and change to E minor. 1 and 2 and change to the G and 1 and 2 and change to E minor. Very good. So, now I know you might be really frustrated. Maybe that was really difficult for you. So take some time and try just putting your hand there, making the chord, make the G, take your hand off. Make the G, take your hand off. Make the G, take your hand off. Make the E minor, take your hand off. Make the E minor, take your hand off. Practice doing that for each of those chords. And then when you can, go back and try to play at that speed. Because we have to begin to build up our muscle. We have to get our hand to remember what chords we're making. And so we can start playing songs. Keep up the practice and doing a great job.